Ventry is stuck in ball mode, and Mia is out here making jokes. I am Haru Ren. Welcome to my review of episode 19 of Bakugan Gen 3. So, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen this episode yet, go back and watch it now. But if you have, sit back, relax, and enjoy my review of Gen 3 episode 19. The first part is, Someone Stop Me. That title alone sounds like a cry for help from someone at Spin Master working on this reboot. Mia and TC are having a practice match to prepare for Mia's upcoming match.
How many times are we gonna lose?
That's 3 losses, but who's counting? I'm not worried. We got this. Ventry and I rolled up everyone in here.
Mia and Ventry once again kicking ass. Juno is working on the encryption that Dan and Griffin got from Illusion Tech that one time that they broke in, and something happens with Mia and Ventry, but nothing really happened. Oh wait, Ventry rolls up and is stuck in ball form, and it causes her to roll out into the wild. You can tell just how much fun Ventry's voice actress Christina Nova is having doing this segment.
Someone stop me! Hello? Mia, I need help! Oh great, now where am I going? Oh no. No, I can't unroll! This is the worst!
I need to see what the recording session for this episode looked like. Ventry just accidentally kicked Penji's ass while still in ball form. That is based AF! But Ace ends up finding Ventry and holds her hostage so that the Misfits will lose the tournament by default. And yes, Ace and the Mammal Clan do sound a lot more dickish than usual.
As it, she's supposed to brawl in the tournament today. But it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. No way, the loser. Misfit Clan should still be in the tournament and not us. Ever heard the phrase finders keepers?
Yeah, not only does this reinforce the lack of respect the other clans have for the Misfits to the point where they prefer to have the Misfits lose by default rather than honorably in combat, but it really puts the Mammal Clan at the height of antagonism needed for this episode. But one thing though that does kind of bother me, if their plan was to have the Misfits lose the tournament by default, why did Ace bother messaging them to tell them he has Ventry? They had absolutely no idea where she was, and now you just did the hard work for them. Could have just waited until after the match ended before sending them a message saying, "Ha ha, we had Ventry all along, suck it losers." This was such a stupid move on the Mammal Clan's part. It is kind of sad that because of the runtime, we don't get to see a potentially good investigative episode to find Ventry, and instead, the answer just shows up at our hero's doorstep on a silver platter. So, because the Misfits know where Ventry is and Mia has a brawl coming up, Dan and Juno go to the Mammal Clan to rescue Ventry while everyone else goes to the arena. And yeah, it plays out exactly as you would expect. They had a brawl to get Ventry back.
If we're disqualified, the internet will go crazy. Bakugan fans will grab their digital pitchforks and demand the Misfits disband.
Griffin inexplicably described Twitter. Dan fights Club, and the action between Grizzles and Drago is kinda good. Practically the whole story of it is Dan has to break through Grizzles' huge defense in order to win as fast as possible to get Ventry at the tournament in time. But because Grizzles has such high defense power, it's pretty difficult. Wouldn't it be impossible if Grizzles just went Titanium mode instead?
Hey, you! You've just been guarding this whole time without attacking.
With defense like ours, we can stall for a long time. We'll make sure you never make it to the tournament.
You wouldn't need to stall or brawl in the first place if you never let the Misfits know you had Ventry. You dumbasses! The only thing really missing in this fight is the sense of tension and urgency that comes from trying to win quickly to make it back to Mia in time. While they do cut back to Mia at the arena, it's just still not presented well to feel in this fight. I want to actually fear that this is the time that the Misfits' luck have finally run out. Though Dan instead changes his style to speed rather than brute force, so he gets Drago a speed bam, and rather than animating Drago with a flurry of rapid fire slashing, he just butchers Grizzly in the back for the win. Well, that stunk. So Dan wins back Ventry, and it turns out Ventry was exposed to the signal that's in the program Juno was working on, so they gotta find a way to reverse it before Mia's match. And then we move on to I Can't Take It, I Can't. Really, these names for the episode titles are just getting weirder and weirder. Mia's match is about to begin, and okay, you know, that sense of urgency and tension I mentioned in that fight with Grizzles and Drago that was missing? Well, now this situation actually got it back as they continuously stall through cringe comedy. You know, I like the duality of the two perspectives that they show. When they cut to Mia, she's doing terrible cringe stand-up comedy, but when they cut back to Dan and Juno, it's actually genuinely funny.
The fight hasn't even begun and he already looks all washed up. Ooh, you just got wiped out by a water pun.
Boo!
This should do it. Hammer time! Ah, so cold!
If you want to win, you gotta seize the day. Thank you. I'm just getting warmed up.
I think Kaya Kaneshiro did a pretty good job with this, really capturing the cringe and humor. And it's no wonder this felt like it's dragged on too long. This lasted an entire 7 minutes! That's 64% of this part's runtime. How on earth are you going to have time for any kind of meaningful battle after all this? Well, at least Mia's jokes get a laugh out of Reef. But geez, the way they animate Reef trying to keep his laughter in, it seems like the only thing he's struggling to keep in is his diarrhea. But I gotta admit, Griffin and TC with Mia's wigs kinda cracked me up. I wonder if Spin Master plans to produce those for selling kids' Halloween costumes this year. Like the boys would be Dan and then the girls can have Mia. But V appears and questions Mia stalling the match.
That is enough!
Yeah!
It is time for the Baku Brawl to begin! Mia, is there a reason Ventry is absent?
Honestly, I feel like they could have made V sound a lot more intimidating than this by asserting more. But before V can declare Reef wins by default, we get a little Ventry Ex Machina.
If Ventry is not here, then this brawl goes to Reef and...
I'm right here!
Ventry!
Sorry for the wait, Mia!
You made it!
Man, this really does feel like a real feel-good moment after having Ventry be stuck in ball mode and how they built it up. Granted, it could have been a little bit shorter, like cutting out Reef laughing at Mia's jokes, but I think it still works. In this shot of V, they forgot to change his face on his mask because it's still got the mad look when it should be smiling. So the fight gets underway, and you know what? Reef actually does pretty good getting me invested in this fight, even though there is little opportunity due to the runtime. Reef's voice actor Josh Graham, who also voices Club and Hook, really makes the most out of what he's given.
You may have a great sense of humor, but this brawl is nothing to laugh at.
And this fight, once again, like the last part, really focuses on countering styles and strategies. In this one, Reef knows Ventry's offense style, so he strengthened Butterclaw's defense with Titanium Evolution. Say, why didn't Grizzles do that last time? Which forces Mia to change up her style and attack to penetrate it. Not going to lie, I think if this episode was given the opportunity, they could have really built up on that a lot more.
We know Ventry uses precision, so we strengthened Butterclaw's already strong defenses with Titanium Evolution.
Our new brawl style!
Now, if only the real-life Gen 3 game could have this much depth and strategy, then it might have been salvageable.
He thinks he knows me, but he doesn't!
Holy crap, look at that terrible animation. It's really clear the character model is just running on a backdrop. So Mia changes Ventry's spear to a hammer and wins it to advance in the tournament.
I might have been the only one that appreciated Mia's joke.
I think I have a promising future as a comedian.
Mia, we all love you, but no.
What are you talking about? The crowd loved them. I think I have a promising future as a comedian.
So that was Bakugan Gen 3 episode 19. Let me know what your rating of the show was in the comments down below. This episode was kinda hit or miss for me. I can see that they were trying to be funny, and to their credit, it worked. Definitely gave me a few chuckles and still building on the main story, only being held back by the main weaknesses of the show, which is pacing and time. Not much can really be said with this episode other than it's just clean fun, so it's not bad, it's definitely enjoyable, but it wasn't anything that great either. At the very least, you're in for a decent time watching this, especially groaning at Mia's attempt at stand-up. So I'll give this a Baku good.
You know, something doesn't have to be funny to be good. What'd you think of this show? It was good.
Thank you for watching this review of Bakugan Gen 3. Be sure to press the like button and give us a subscribe for more awesome Bakugan content. I've been Haru Ren, thank God for Rapid Fire, and Ventry is based. Bye!